name is Puppetine from the Geeky Puppet Show, here once again for Classic Puppet Theater. Yes, it is that time once again. And today we are back reading Spider-Man! Yes, but before we get into this fantastic issue, let's go ahead and introduce our cast. And this is the weirdest situation. We have more than one human showing their face at a time. But before we get into that eclectic group below, let's go ahead and introduce In the Darkness. You all know him, but only some of you love him. Froggy!
All right, let's go Lion. We're gonna slay that dragon.
What?
You don't know? This is Voltron. We're in form.
Oh yeah. Well, do you want me to go back to the old contract and be a puppet?
No, it's okay. Don't worry. And right over there, under the duck, you can see him. He's right there, making sure he's a good buddy.
That terrifies me, actually.
So you know what?
Hang on.
Turn your head to the side.
Now I'm England team.
Turn your head to the face in the same way. Look at the truck. Oh my gosh, they're the same person.
It's uncanny.
No, they're not.
They're both quackers.
Hello. And below, she's every woman in the world.
Oh, right there. Oh, to the left.
To the left.
Yes.
Hello.
Is Maranya of Many Voices, and the special guest star who's
to the
appeared
right,
far more often than I ever thought we'd convince him to come on. And it is Eric Breen.
He is not every woman in the world.
No.
Because I am not Maranya.
That's right. It's not Maranya. And he is, in fact, our narrator. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera so that way I can run the book that we're going to be reading.
It makes perfect sense. There can only be one puppet at a time.
One puppet at a time. And somehow 3 humans otherwise.
We're taking over the puppet stream.
Wow.
That's okay. I'm at the top of the totem pole.
Actually, yeah, you are, I guess.
And this is the Amazing Spider-Man issue 9.
Very nice.
We have skipped over 8 because, well, we don't care about the tribute to the teenagers, if we're honest.
That is the boxing match between Peter and Flash, though.
Yes, but it's worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'd rather go back to the action, not the pandering issue.
Hear that, guys? She wants action. Let's give her action in the comic book.
Shocking.
Yes.
Electrifying.
Can you read the thing, or do you need me close enough on it, Mr. Breen?
Why am I hearing echoes?
I can read that. I'll let you know when we get to an actual panel, though.
Okay.
Approved by the Comic Code Authority.
Yes.
We don't talk about them.
No.
12 cents.
Wow.
The most original superhero of all time. In this great issue, you will meet Electro, a menace so powerful that Spider-Man's strength is useless against him. A book-length comic colossal, proving again that this is indeed the Marvel Age of Comics. And the scene you will never forget. See the defeat of Spider-Man.
Didn't he have that when he had Doc Ock?
We ready?
Yes.
The Man Called Electro. A book-length triumph from the new Marvel Age of Comics. Know something, little friend? If you're just starting to read this story, we envy you, because you're going to have a ball. This book-length thriller features a really fascinating supervillain. It's chock full of human interest and drama, and it shows Spider-Man with all his human problems and frailties, greater than you've ever seen him before. But don't take our word for it. After all, We're Spidey's best boosters. See what you think.
Written by Stan Lee, illustrated by
Excelsior.
Steve Ditko, and lettered by Art Simek.
He's the ever faithful letterer.
As our tale begins, a startled group of pedestrians in New York see one of the most colorful characters of all time dash past them at dazzling speed.
Look, it's Spider-Man!
Wow, wonder where he's rushing to.
Must
What?
be a matter of life or death.
Ignoring the crowds as if they don't exist, the amazing masked adventurer hurtles from rooftop to rooftop until he is virtually lost from sight.
Have to hurry. Not a minute to lose.
Meanwhile, a short distance away,
The odds are against us until help arrives.
Keep firing, Joe. Don't let them get away.
What a break! Here comes Spider-Man! With his help, those gunmen are as good as finished.
We're sunk. He is Spider-Man.
Might as well give up now while we can.
Yeah, we sure can't fight him, too. He's swinging right past us. He didn't even notice us.
What nuts we were to give up! Spider-Man wasn't gonna butt in anyway!
a few minutes later,
Well, I'm close to home now. Might as well start changing to Peter Parker. It's too dark for anyone to see me, and it'll save me time later.
Ew!
Darn cat. Home at last. Now to rush upstairs. Here, Aunt May. I filled the doctor's prescription as fast as I could.
Thank you, Peter dear. But how did you get back so fast?
By switching to Spider-Man, because I know how badly you need this medicine, he thinks.
You're such a dear boy, Peter. I'm tired now. I think I'll go to sleep.
That's good, Aunt May. The doctor said you should get a lot of rest. I haven't the heart to tell her what else the doctor said about how ill she really is. Well, she's asleep now, but I'd better sit here in case she needs me. Poor Aunt May. She's always been so good to me, just like a mother. If only I could do something.
and so Peter Parker keeps the long vigil, not dreaming that a strange figure on the other side of town is going to play a very important part in his life very soon.
I'm all wired up for what I must do. I'll give myself a full charge of electricity tonight, but there's no telling what I may run into.
Love that panel.
Eat it, chose. There! Now I'm ready to try out my new power and what the world is about to meet, Electro. Snap.
What a shocker.
I might as well start with something difficult, like that armored car which is carrying a shipment of gold. Don't bother putting that gold in the car. I'll just take it now.
For the love of Pete, what's that?
This town is full of crackpots. Search me.
A crackpot I am. You'll think differently after I disarmed you.
Hey!
Fonz. I told you I'd take those bags.
Ow! He's tossing electric shocks!
Sharks?
Sharks.
Shocks!
Naturally, that's why I call myself Electro. All the power of electricity is mine. Ha ha ha. And if you still are not convinced, look at my costume. I'll merely surround you in this ring of electricity until you give me the bags I've asked for.
Do as he says, chum. That guy is a lot more than we can handle.
And the next morning, back at Peter Parker's,
Good thing you called me, Peter. Your aunt is worse. We've got to send her to the hospital.
The hospital?
That's just what I said.
what is it?
Said.
It's a room with beds and medicine, and that's what I'm doing right now.
But, Peter dear, if I go to the hospital, who will look after you? Who will get you your meals, take care of you?
Ah, please, Aunt May, don't worry about me. The important thing is for you to get well. I can take care of myself. Honest. I'm only 14 years old. What can go wrong?
But I'm drawn to look 40. Later at school, Peter is oblivious to the usual taunts of his classmates. Hi, bookworm. What's new in Dullville?
Smatter, teacher's pet. Too busy to answer us common folks.
I don't know. Maybe I've been too rough on Parker. He's more of a man than I thought. I still remember the last fight we had that these people wouldn't cover. Hey, Peter, wait up. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, why am I the only kid wearing a suit? It's weird.
Wow, did Peter Parker give you the cold shoulder, Flash old boy?
Yeah, that's what I get for starting to soften up. Puny Parker always was a big zero, and he always will be. But this is one time when Peter Parker couldn't care less for Flash's opinion. A few minutes later, we find him at the hospital.
Your aunt is all right at the moment, son. We're not quite ready to operate yet. Would you like to see her?
Yes, Doc, I sure would. Why'd you say "see" so weirdly?
They wrote it weirdly. It is what it is.
I would have read it better, but
Hello, Aunt May. Oh my, Betty Brant.
Isn't it sweet of Betty, Peter? She came to visit. When I heard about your aunt, I came to see if there was anything I could do. Hope you don't mind.
I need a sandwich.
Mind? Gosh, no, Betty. I appreciate it.
Peter, you look pale. Are you eating enough, dear?
Aunt May, it's been like 12 hours. Of course, Aunt May. Just worry about yourself.
And since Aunt May is signed for issue 10, we know she survives. Later, when visiting hours are over...
Do you mind if I see you home, Betty? I have something important to attend. Wait. Oh, do you mind if I don't see you home, Betty? I have something important to attend to.
Certainly, Peter. I know you must have a lot on your mind, what with your aunt's illness and all.
But after Peter has left...
It's strange. Although Peter seems so calm and easygoing, I get the feeling that he's like a smoldering volcano inside, just waiting to erupt. It's as though he...
Wow.
It's in high school, Betty Brant. Control yourself.
He is a teenager.
She's about his age, she's about his age, so stop it.
I bet he's like 16.
No, he's like 16, 17. She's about 17, 18.
He's 16 was legal back then.
He's about to graduate.
So 17, 18.
We're rabbit
20
holing really
something
quickly
issues.
here.
It's as though he carries a deep secret within him, one which no one can ever share.
Yeah, Peter's in the closet.
Oh.
And Betty Brant is closer to the truth than she suspects.
I've got to raise some money fast. Aunt May's operation will cost way more than we have in the bank. I'll scour the city until I find some sort of crime that I can photograph. Then I'll sell the pics to J. Jonah Jameson for as much as he'll pay.
If only Aunt May would die right now and never come back.
I know. How many stories will we have lost access to? Oh no! It's starting to rain. I'm licked before I start. My camera isn't good enough to take clear pictures in the rain. That's gross. Some superhero I am. I can just see the headlines now. Spider-Man calls off fight against crime due to rain. Phooey.
Language.
Well, now that I'm home, I better rinse out my uniform before it shrinks. With my luck, I'll probably wind up in a bed with a cold. I wonder if the Human Torch ever has sinus trouble. Ah, well, I'll leave my duds out to dry since my aunt's not home to walk in on them. And oh, hey, I forgot. I left the shade up. Boy, all I need is for the neighbors to see a Spider-Man suit hanging up in here.
And far into the long night.
I've read the same page a dozen times. How can I study with Aunt May in the hospital, no dough for the operation, my midterm exams coming up soon? What a life.
The next day at the
Wait,
Forest Hills Bank.
But Mr. G... Wait.
That's just somebody in the bank.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Jameson, if you wait till tomorrow, we'll have all these figures for you.
No! Nobody keeps J. Jonah Jameson waiting! I want those figures and I want them now!
I've missed that voice.
Well, sir, you're one of our biggest depositors, so of course, we'll do what we can.
Now that's more like it! When I give an order, I expect people to hop!
But we're closed for today. I'll see you tomorrow.
And at that very moment, at the rear entrance to the bank.
Where's that lightning? We're breaking and trying to rob the bank. Can't you get him that alarm? Oh! One low bolt, power bolt hitting the alarm as the guard touches it, will shock him into unconsciousness and silence the alarm. How easy it is to be green. I'm Electro. Do not resist me, Mr. Breen. Perhaps you'll live to see another day. Good heavens, who is that?
He literally just said his name!
Don't yell at me.
What is the
It's like coming home to a warm hug, that voice.
What is the meaning of this? Look here, whoever you are, even though you just said your name a moment ago, you can't do this!
Well, as it isn't J. Jonah Jameson. Yes, I can remember names, only you two idiots. So you think I can't, eh? These electric bolts are hitting our pins. Tie pins, belt buckles, metal tipped shoe laces. Stop! Stop! Still, I think I can't do this? Ha! You're not so noisy now.
He knew who I was. That's a clue. He must be someone I know.
You're a famous public figure, aren't you?
So the vault door is secured by a time lock. Well, that can't stop a man with my powers. I can control anything that operates electricity. Or electrically. Hyphenated words suck.
Reading's hard.
You're canceled now.
Minutes later.
Don't anyone follow or try to sound an alarm. My bolts can reach back a very great distance. He's escaping with a fortune.
Look, that strangely garbed man is racing up the side of the building.
He's holding on the iron beams in the building by means of electric rays, using them like a magnet.
I thought that was
incredible.
That's an incredible observation, sir.
You know what? I thought that was Jameson because the color of the bubble.
Well, he's not the only one that gets to wear purple.
Because he had purple before.
It's
That's
New
why.
York City. I'm sure there's lots of people.
He's not wearing that.
No, I meant the bubble. But anyway.
Much later, after the bickering has stopped, and after Electro has reached the roof of the building and then vanished,
If
the
only had
police
fingers.
begin to take and compare notes.
He was average height, very confident, never seemed to doubt his power. Is it a woman or a guy standing behind me?
What else can you tell us, sir?
That I eat a juice.
There's only one person I can think of who's so powerful, so confident, who can climb sheer buildings, and who knows me.
Told you.
And
Oh, boy.
there he is now, swinging up above. That's it. It has to be. Electro is Spider-Man! He hid the money, changed his disguise, and he's leaving now.
Whatever happened down below, it's over now. No sense in me hanging around.
A frantic minute later,
I tell you, Electro is Spider-Man! And he has to be! There's no doubt about it!
Well,
Not... Oh,
Okay.
sorry, go ahead. No, go for it.
Oh, now calm down, Mr. Jameson. Do you
No.
have any proof? How do you know?
Proof! It can't be anyone but Spider-Man! That's proof enough!
Here you go, Zach.
Even though we know so little about Spider-Man, he's always been on the side of the law. And yet...
Don't let the Jameson influence you. He accused Spider-Man of anything.
he went from Irish to Ukrainian in one sentence.
I am a foreigner. Leave me alone.
And when the next editions hit the street, the Chief's prediction proves to be correct.
Holy smoke! Do you think the Bugle's accusation is true?
It must be. How could they print it if it weren't true?
Electro is really
I can't think
Spider-Man!
about it.
I don't see a disclaimer talking about misinformation on
Is
that article.
Spider-Man Electro? Suddenly, that one topic is on everyone's lips.
Spider-Man must be Electro. Why would Jameson's paper print it if it isn't true?
I've read the paper in the front and back. There's still no other definite proof.
Well,
If Spider-Man isn't Electro, why doesn't he catch him?
Because he doesn't want you, woman. Leave me alone.
And back at the hospital, where Peter Parker keeps the long vigil.
As if I don't have enough trouble as Peter Parker. Now Jameson is making things hot for Spider-Man.
The doctor would like to see you now, Peter.
We're almost ready to operate on your aunt, son. You realize, of course, that the specialist we had to engage charges a fee of $1,000.
Would they get Dr. Blake?
Dr. Connors, maybe?
It's Dr. Oz.
Yes, but my aunt's life is at stake. Do what has to be done. I'll get the money somehow.
You'll do it or I'll break your hands.
Minutes later, in Jameson's private office at the Daily Bugle,
$1,000? You realize what you're asking? What on earth do you need it for?
It's a personal matter, Mr. Jameson, but it's very important.
Sure. You probably saw a hot rod you want to buy. I never lend money, Parker. You should know that. But if you could bring me photographic proof that Spider-Man is Electro, I'll gladly give you the money.
Say, now that gives me an idea.
exactly 50 seconds later.
What a fool I am. There's a big reward for Electro's capture. If I can nab him, I won't have to beg the money from anyone.
And so the grim search begins.
Someone on that roof below, prowling in the dark. What a stroke of luck. Just my usual luck. All bad. It's just some guy with a telescope stargazing.
He looks like he's from Dr. Seuss.
Hour after hour, all through the long night, Spider-Man continues to search, continues to hope against hope, as his chances for success narrow with each tick of the clock.
I must find Electro. I must! That light, flashing from that darkened building. Perhaps... another false alarm. It's just some workman making emergency repairs on a power line.
And still the search continues until at last.
Wait, what's that tingling I seem to feel? It's my
Puberty.
spider. It's my spider sense. Warning. He's somewhere near here. He must be.
Lies. You haven't gone pee yet.
I was going to say something like that, actually. I was right, though. At last. There he is now. He's using his electric power like a mine detector. He just located a hidden safe in that deserted apartment.
Jewels, money. No matter how much I take, I want more. Much more. And with my great power, nothing can stop me from getting it. Sorry.
My troubles
Don't
are over
die.
at last. I'll let him lead me to his hideout, recover his stolen loot, capture him, and get my reward from the police. I might as well take a few pics of him while I'm at it.
No pictures, please.
But, as the saying goes, the best laid plans of mice and men so often go astray. For, at that instant, Electro sees Spider-Man.
Spider-Man! Lucky for me, I caught your reflection in the mirror on the wall.
Oh, that was careless of me. But no harm done. I'll still catch him.
Not a Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all.
I've been hoping we'd meet. I've been anxious to prove my power is far greater than yours.
Whoa! He hurled that lightning bolt before I knew what happened. I ducked it only by sheer dumb luck. No time to kid around. I'll have to use my web fast. Aha! Got you, Flap. Still want to brag about your power, playmate? You'll have plenty of chances to do that when you're telling it to the judge.
This corny web of yours won't stop me. My electric rays can burn on anything.
New Avengers by Bendis says otherwise.
And anyone stupid enough to touch me or talk about me while my body's in electric shock condition has only himself to blame for the consequences. Feel the burn. I didn't mean to do that, but it was his own fault. He didn't give me a chance to explain the danger of touching me. I didn't give consent. With him out of the way, no single human is strong enough to challenge me.
Would you really have warned him, though? I mean, you're the bad guy.
No means no.
But if Spider-Man underestimated Electro's power, Electro is guilty of the same mistake about Spider-Man. The master criminal has failed to take into account that Spider-Man's spider-induced strength enables him to survive a shock that can kill an ordinary human.
Whew, my head. That almost finished me. Not a trace of Electro. He's gone. Only one way I'll get that money now. I'll take some pics of myself and then superimpose them over Electro's pictures. It'll still look as though I snapped Electro changing into Spider-Man.
Introducing Spider-Man's OnlyFans.
Only
The
spiders.
next day,
Just what I wanted! Photographic proof that Spider-Man is Electro! Don't know how you did it, but here's your check, Parker.
I hate taking money under false pretenses. I'll make up for it somehow. Never cheated anyone before. Feels terrible. If it weren't such an emergency.
Is your aunt worse, Peter? You look so worried.
He looks like a kid wearing an adult suit.
He really
does.
does. He really does. No, Betty, I'm not worried. Just feeling awfully ashamed of myself.
and still wondering how a man can look 40 in one page and 14 in another. The next edition of J. Jonah Jameson's paper plasters the news all over the front page. proof that Spider-Man is Electro. I just do headlines.
He charges extra to read the articles.
Yeah, subscribe.
1650. And in the hours that follow, the sensational story is on everyone's lips.
Jameson's a nut. Why should Spider-Man take another identity? Nobody even knows who Spider-Man is.
Maybe he wanted to pose as Electro and then later pretend that he killed Electro to become a hero.
Mr. Jameson wouldn't have printed if it weren't true. But he could make a mistake.
Did somebody say steak?
Somebody unstick that lady's lips. And
I know that.
in a
Wow.
secret hideout in the heart of the city.
Jameson will have the long wait if he's gonna wait for Spider-Man to disprove anything. Now, with Spider-Man out of the way, I'll really keep things popping around here. Nobody will even remember Spider-Man when I'm finished. Because my horrible costume is so hideous that they'll never...
Hey, it could be worse. You could be all blue.
I could be wearing a couch.
You're still up there, Electro.
And nobody even remotely suspects said who Electro really is. Nobody knows that I used to be an ordinary electric lineman named Max Dillon.
Max, I need you. Harris is in trouble on a high-tension pole. You gotta go up there, get him down, help him down now.
Forget it. I don't do anything for nothing. How much bonus you will they give me?
Why am I working for General Immortus?
What the... But the man's life is in danger. And you're our best pole man, okay? You win. We'll pay you $100.
I
Nobody
don't want
works
to
a
see
pole.
him on a pole.
Nobody works a pole like Electro.
I'm pretty sure that guy's dead. Look at he's hanging by his crotch.
Oh, my Lord.
That's more like it. Now they'll get your depends in an uproar. I'll bring them down, Immortus.
After I finish my smoke.
Julian is a rat. He'd left Harris up there if I didn't offer to pay him. If he wasn't our best pole man, I'd bounce him in a second. But, oh, I think that's you.
But I didn't care what anybody thought of me. And then it happened. 1,000,000 to 1 chance. I was working alone when lightning struck. Thor!
The Flash? Barry Allen.
I should have been killed instantly, but by a fantastic freak of fate. Due to the way I had been grasping the electric wires, the 2 bolts of current cancel each other, and I'm still alive. In fact, I feel better, stronger than ever. I can start dancing. A short time later, after dancing, when some wire clothing hangers got tangled over my arm, I discovered the truth about myself. I
In the closet.
In the closet. Half dressed in the closet.
Hey, there's a current passing from my body through the hangers, making my fingers spark. I feel tingly all over. I'm no fool. I instantly realized by accident my body had been charged with electricity. I raced home and began to experiment to see how powerful I really was. I turned on a roll for a Saturday Night Fever because I was too electrifying. It's unbelievable. My body keeps recharging itself. It's like I'm a living electrical generator of bad jokes. The more I practice, the more skilled I become. I can do anything with my electric power. I can throw it. I can use it as a weapon. Taking every cent I had in the world. I'm rethinking this voice because there's a lot of words here. I bought a run-down house and equipped it like an electricity lab. With these devices, I can increase my power. There's nothing I cannot do. Finally, I ran completely out of money, but that didn't worry me. I'll disguise myself, take the name Electro, and get all the dough I want. A few hours later, after my voice is worn out.
I think that's
That's the narrator.
That's now narrator. Narrator
Okay.
talk.
A
Okay.
few hours later, the
Thank God.
extraordinary supercharged criminal uses his great power to force his way into a locked downtown building.
There are over a dozen prisoners here waiting for a transfer to the federal pen. I'll set them free, get them to join me to be my flunkies. Zach, do you want to be my flunky?
No.
Once inside, Electro moves swiftly.
I can't fight all the police who will be coming after me, so I'll set up an electric barrier to keep them back until I finish my job.
And minutes later, as Peter Parker is on his way to the hospital, he hears,
Calling all cars, Electro has broken into the West Side House of Detention. All cars proceed to the area, now!
Electro again. As soon as I see Aunt May and make sure she's okay, I'll go after him as Spider-Man.
but at the hospital,
We're ready to operate. Your aunt has been calling for you. She wants you to be here till it's over.
Oh my gosh, it's Dr. Inglantine.
That's a lot, but this one's a lot less fat.
In his younger
Hey,
days.
now.
In his younger days.
That I can't tackle Electro
yeah,
yet.
he lost his hair early.
I guess so.
I can't tackle Electro yet. Not if Aunt May wants me. Needs
got-
me. I can't run out on her.
He's got no fingernails.
Don't worry, Aunt May. Everything will be all right. I know it will.
You won't leave me, dear.
I'll be right here the whole time. I promise. Please.
Damn, I thought you'd never leave.
60 years later, we're still waiting on that. Please, please let Aunt May come through this all right. She's been like a mother to me all these difficult years.
I'll take the line, I guess.
Betty!
Peter, I came with you to...
No, don't you dare take my. I have one job.
Then do it.
Then start doing it, woman.
Hey, keep it up.
I could almost taste those snickerdoodles. Not anymore.
Peter, I came to wait with you. I know how difficult it is to be alone in a time like this.
Betty! Maybe I haven't many friends, but one wonderful one like Betty makes up for all I haven't got.
And so, the long minutes tick by as two figures sit in the silent waiting room, each deep in thought, sharing a bond which needs no words to explain.
And stick feet.
Wow, that's very.
That's
Yeah,
Rob Liefeld, isn't
my,
it?
my shoes.
Meanwhile,
12-year-old Liefeld.
outside the house of detention,
Ha! Still no sign of Spider-Man! This proves I'm right! He can't come to battle Electro because he himself is Electro!
That cop's like, why is he yelling to himself?
and within the detention house walls,
This is our chance, Wilfred. Let's go.
Ignore that nut. He must be from the psycho ward.
Yeah,
No, Electro, I heard about him! Maybe he's got a plan!
wait. I opened the door gates for you. I give the orders. You must obey me.
Okay, that ended better.
outside the building, those escapees who do try to flee are quickly rounded up by the vigorous action of the waiting police.
Fun time's over, pal. Back inside you go as I punch you right in the jaw.
We should have waited. Should have listened to Letgo. Oh.
And back at the hospital,
Parker, come in. Your aunt is calling for you.
Is
Is
she?
Calling
yes,
for
no,
what?
she died. That's
She's-
why she's calling for you.
I was about to say.
She's calling from her deathbed. No, she's all right, son. The operation was a success. Use your brain.
Peter, is that you? Take my hand, dear.
Here I am, Aunt May. You're gonna be well again. The doctor said so.
That's enough, boy. She's dozing off now.
Yes, it's my turn.
Wait, is he a dentist or a doctor?
The sedatives we gave her will let her sleep till morning. The danger is over. You look like you could use some rest, too.
I guess so. It's been quite a strain.
That is a corpse.
Betty, Aunt May is gonna be all right. The operation was successful.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, Peter. And now I've got to go. They need me at the office. Mr. Jameson isn't there. He went to cover the detention house riot. Peter, please don't go there to take any pictures. It could be dangerous.
But Betty, the dangerous pics are the ones Jameson pays the most for.
I was afraid of this. You're beginning to enjoy the danger, the excitement, just like someone else I once knew.
I wish I knew what really bothers her. If only she'd tell me someday.
It's her brother! Spoilers.
Minutes later, no longer burdened by worrying over his aunt, the world's most dramatic costumed figure streaks over the rooftops of New York, his heart pounding with excitement, his every nerve tingling with the thrill of impending battle.
Put some clothes on, you streaker!
And now for Electro,
The pole dancer.
the pole man. I'll just take an extra minute to stop at the store, pick up a few things, a few little items with which to conquer Electro. They'll be wondering for weeks who it was that entered the deserted store and left some money behind. Boy Scout.
And just a few minutes later,
No sign of Spider-Man! This proves he's really Electro. I'll probably win the Pulitzer Prize for my scoop. That fool Parker doesn't know it, but I'd have paid $20,000 for those pictures.
Look up there on the roof!
asshole.
Huh? Up where? Oh,
On
no.
yours.
No! It can't be! It can't! We've ruined everything!
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man isn't Electro. Electro is still inside. I was wrong. Wrong. And I'll be a laughing stock. All because of Peter Parker.
But you'll still pay me 20 grand for those photos. I hope Electro hasn't fled yet. I'm looking forward to this. Better put on these rubbers. Should have done that earlier when you were with Betty, Peter. And the rubber gloves I've got at the store.
His aunt has been operated on.
Shh. I've got to help insulate myself against him.
Well, Peter was operating in the waiting room.
There you go. And I'll position my automatic camera to get some pictures of whatever takes place.
I'm not that kind of villain.
And just a few feet away,
You men saw what happened to the fools who tried to escape without obeying my orders. They were all recaptured. But if you do exactly as I say, I promise to work for me. I'll free you all.
We're with you, Electro. Just get us out of here. We're not going to be like the dunces who ran out first.
You kind of look like it. Good. Now, here's what will. What's that? No, it can't be. He's dead.
It's the sign of the spider. Spider-Man is here. I know it's bad manners to drop in without an invitation, but I'm sure you'll forgive me just this once. Double punch to the two faces.
You survived my attack once, Spider-Man, but I won't be so careless a second time.
Just stay there and keep talking, mister. I'll get to you in a minute.
Did you see he's wearing yellow boots? You go back. Spider-Man's they miscolored
booties.
it.
Yeah,
Look at
Yeah, a little yellow. Well, that's because he puts on the shoes to insulate himself.
yeah. So why are they glowing yellow?
I
The
don't know.
rubber.
They're rubber, maybe.
they should have done it.
Now
brown,
they're red
but-
rubber.
Okay, that'll stop your playmates for a while. And now,
Those were not playmates. Those were guys. Let's see you dodge this electric bolt, you overconfident braggart.
It's Ronnie's word.
Braggart.
He's tossing metal bearings in front of him to deflect the power of the bolt.
That's right, I'm a science major, jerk. Anyone with any knowledge of science knows that anything metal can act like a lightning rod, as this steel chair is doing. Chair to the face!
You're wasting my time, you science geek. My current is exhaustible, and you'll soon run out of things to throw.
Not my tantrum. You kidding? I'm not gonna spend all day tossing things at you. These rubber gloves I'm wearing will give me a chance to massage your chin whiskers for a while. Like this.
Blood.
But as Electro reels back, brushing against the metal cell bars, the flash of intense current temporarily blinds Spider-Man.
This one is for Evil Black Cat. My eyes! I can't see!
Ha! Electric current revitalizes me. Now I'll be stronger than ever.
I've got to keep him away until my eyes clear. These steel bearings, they'll do the trick. Here, Sparky, kick these around for a while.
Bah! It's those blasted bearings again.
Didn't they use it with Doctor Doom back in one of the issues?
Maybe.
I'll stop him for you, Electro. Hey, what?
Didn't think anyone would be dumb enough to try to sneak up behind a fellow with spider sense.
Just look at my face. You really do.
Solomon Grundy in Marvel form.
I know. Well, if it's any consolation to you, chum, I'm pulling my punch all I can. I only want to knock you out, not demolish you. Wham! Now, wonder where Electro disappeared to. Uh-oh. The other prisoners are trying to escape via the roof. I better head them off, fast. I haven't played Leapfrog since I was a kid. You still are a kid. That's okay.
Then, reaching the top of the stairway, Spider-Man turns and...
Hey! Didn't anyone ever teach you not to point, especially with a gun in your mitt? Whap!
Let's get down again. We can't tackle the Spider-Man.
Anything's better than facing him.
We didn't realize how soft we had in our nice quiet cells.
Peter
Look
Lorre
out!
was the prisoner.
The police are here.
You were expecting maybe the Pony Express?
I don't think we'll got them all now, but the Electro's still at large.
Electro?
Damn,
Yes.
Tony. Whoa, Freudian slip there, Froggy.
Is this your Scooby does Spidey?
Hey.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
And
Hello.
speaking of Electro,
Well. Rookie's here. So you were gone but not forgotten, Ray.
You move pretty fast, Spider-Man. How long you think you can keep dodging Electro bullets before you collapse from sheer exhaustion?
Wrong enough to wrap you up, Big Ralph.
Is it Carmen McGuff after me? Well, little man, I have another surprise for you. I caught the gun that you kicked downstairs. And now, electricity and bullets, because I'm a dumbass, I'm gonna blow up. And now find out whether a bullet or an electric bolt can get you first.
And what do you think I'll be doing? Standing around and waiting for you?
That's what he was hoping.
Here's a bucket of sand for you to chew on while you're making up that slow-witted mind of yours.
It says fire.
Poor Sandman.
It's probably Sandman, yeah. Is that the best you can do? Oh, wait, that's you.
Is that the best you can do? Don't you know that electric current can turn sand to glass?
Sure, I know it. I'm a science nerd. But while you're busy showing off, it gives me some time to shoot my web at your gun, jamming it so you can't fire. Do I make myself clear? Like that glass you made?
livid with rage and frustration, Electro suddenly rips some highly charged power wires from the wall, whirling them menacingly around his head.
You've mocked me for the last time, and one of these wires, if it touches your body, will rid the earth of Spider-Man forever.
This is serious. I can deflect some of them with my rubber gloves, but if one touches my body, it's curtains for me. Oh, he's getting closer. I can't back up any further. What have I bumped into behind me? It's a water main with a fire hose attached. Say, what kind of science major am I anyway? Why didn't I think of this right away? Water and electricity just don't mix. Now if I can just hit the mark in time. I did it! It's a real short circuit. It stopped him cold. Life sure is funny. Here's one of the most powerful criminals of all time, and what finally beat him? Just a dousing from a plain, ordinary water hose. I may as well remove his mask and see who he is. If this was a movie, I'd gasp in shock, and then I'd say, "Good heavens, the butler!" But this guy, I've never saw before. I have no idea who this is. Oh well, it won't take the police long to find out who he is. In fact, I can hear him coming now. Better get my camera and get out of here. Hope the pics came out okay. It'll be the scoop of the year.
Later, at the office of a sorely worried J. Jonah Jameson.
I've made a fool of myself. Nobody will buy my paper now. All because of that blasted Peter Parker!
Mr. Jameson, Peter Parker is here to see you.
Parker! You mean he dares to show his miserable face around here? Show that blinkly blink in here! I'll make mincemeat of him! Well, don't just stand there!
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir.
Parker! Before I fire you, I'm going to tell you something. I'm suing you for fake pictures, for fraud, for anything I can think of!
Relax, JJJ. You're not firing me, and you're not suing me either.
What? Who do you think you're talking to?
A very crazy senior citizen. I'm talking to a man who can't fire me because I'm only a freelancer. We haven't got a contract. And I'm also talking to a man who's going to whistle a different tune when he sees the pictures I have for him.
More pictures? What kind are they of Spider-Man?
No, they're of you and your boxers.
See for yourself, Mr. Jameson. Still want to sue me?
Action shots of Electro fighting Spider-Man! They're the real thing. They're worth a fortune.
Or at least 20 grand.
You little old son of a gun. You didn't really think you didn't think I was really angry, did you?
Of course not, JJJ. Everyone knows you never lose your temper. You're the most kind-hearted, lovable publisher in the business. I'm a liar.
Yeah! It's written all over me, isn't it? Now, just because I'm all hard, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take these pictures from you, and I'll forgive you for the other pictures. Is that fair enough?
Perfect. Now I'll feel I've made up for selling them those fake photos before. Okay, Mr. Jameson, it's a deal.
I'm robbing him. I'll make a fortune with these pictures, but I deserve it, because he's a fool.
What a jerk.
And the instant Peter Parker walks out of his office.
Stop the presses! Prepare to reprint page 1. Send all department heads in here on the double. We're going to put out an extra.
So, you didn't pay any attention to me. You went to the house of detention to take pictures after all.
Ah, don't be angry, Betty. It's my job. Look, Betty, I like you better than any other girl. Any girl I've ever known. I wouldn't do anything to hurt you, but you can't stop me from doing what I have to do. I'm a man, Betty. Dang it.
Peter, I never told you why I left high school last year and took a job. I never told you about someone I once knew who reminded me of you, but I don't want to be hurt again.
Okay, Betty, I get the message. So I'm not Mr. Perfect. Sorry to have bothered you.
No, Pete, hey, whoa, get back there.
Sorry.
No, Peter, wait, you don't understand.
Minutes later,
The doctor said I could go home in a few days, Peter dear. But where is that nice Betty Brant? She's such a sweet girl.
Huh?
ah, bitch.
Oh. Oh, her. Well, she was kind of busy today. Asked me to give you her regards. Fate can sure hand a guy some hard knocks. I got more of a shock out of Betty flaring up than I did out of Electro. I didn't mean to walk out on her. What got into me? I'll have to apologize to her. If she ever got mad at me, I couldn't. Wait. If she ever got mad at me. Need her. Huh? Who's that?
Peter, wait, I'm sorry for what I said. Please don't be angry.
And so, two thoughtful, slightly confused young people walk off into the dusk, each groping for the right words to say at each other, each feeling the first pangs of that emotion we call a future Me Too. Next issue, more fascinating details about the life and adventures of the world's most amazing teenager, Spider-Man, the superhero who could be you, but isn't because you're a loser because you're 50 minutes into this. The end.
And if you had 57 minutes, you should have left 500 minutes ago.
That took longer than I expected. I will
That's what she said.
It was a full-length story, though. That's why.
It was, and it was well worth the read. I really like it. Yes, take your bows, everybody.
Take my vows?
You deserve it.
Oh,
I'm not taking a vow with this guy.
I vow never to do this again
Aww.
until the next time.
you wounded me, my friend. You wounded me.
Next time. We want to thank you so much for
I can
tuning in.
wound you.
Ah!
We will not threaten you with knives. Maranya might, but we will not.
Nah.
And we really appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment. Did you enjoy the book? Did you enjoy our reading? Let us know. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Trying to build a base, and you can help with that.
We're building a
So-
base? What kind of base? Military base?
A rebel
Like-
base.
Doom,
fan
doom,
base.
doom, 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 base.
As long as Zach doesn't put his rubbers on, we'll be fine.
Well, we're not going to talk about Zach's rubbers anymore.
All right.
But
Because that would be
Ruh-roh.
shocking.
Ruh-roh.
for Froggy, for Zach, for
And Electro.
Maranya, and Maranya herself, and myself, thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Bye!
Bye.
Any longer, it'll be like Inglede's auction.
I'm gonna go find an Advil.
Anita Joe's.
An Advil?
Follow.